Hi, it's Jan Johnson, and thank you so much for tuning in today. And we're following along with the direction I took yesterday in talking about geese and the V formation they fly in and how that relates to us in life and in network marketing in particular, as you hear the story of geese and why they follow along in that V formation, which I give you the initial piece of in yesterday's blog. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to go back and read and watch yesterday's blog. But today I want to continue this on and talk about the leader, the lead goose at the head of the V, and how is that determined and how is it rotated. And so the lead goose is not necessarily some kind of election, so to speak. It is a pecking order that is resolved by the strongest, most experienced goose being the one that is the leader of the V. Because it is a hard position to hold, it takes strength, it takes experience, and so it just reverts to that. It's also a very, very tiring position to be in. So as that lead goose leads the flock of geese, they follow to wherever they're going to decide to take and land, on a lake or in the grass, and without much dissent, the other geese follow. But if the lead goose gets tired, it will drop back to the back of the formation, and the next most experienced goose, not necessarily the next in line, the next most experienced will go to the front and continue to lead the formation. Now that struck me when I was listening to that, because in the corporate world, it's usually the next in line, the next in the pecking order that has been labeled and set up to be there. Might not even be the most experienced, might not be the one that knows the much. It might be the politics of who thinks someone should be there for X reason. And I chuckle when I think of that, because those of us who are entrepreneurs and in the network marketing world, because we want to work for ourselves, kind of, I think, relate so much more to the way that geese choose to set up their pecking order. The one that's the strongest is the most knowledgeable and who's willing to get out there and lead the way even though it is hard. And then we will gladly take up the slack as we're learning if someone has to take a rest for a while or someone isn't available, and we'll take on that lead. And so what I wanted to talk to you about today a little bit is preparing yourself for that lead. Because yes, it is the one with the most experience, but experience can be either in your products, it can be knowledge of your company, it can be in leadership itself by what you're experiencing on a personal level or in a business level. So if you haven't jumped out, let's say you have no one that you brought into your business, so you don't have a team to even lead. If you had one person, you're a leader of that team, by the way. But let's say that you want to be a leader, well then starting personally within your family or your group of friends. If you get into a group, a lot of times it's where do you want to meet? I don't care, whatever you think, that's okay. Step up, be the leader and say, I'd like to eat here. How about if we all meet there? Be that voice of leadership, and you will see, because of the strength you put behind it, people will follow you. And then you'll be able to bring that into your business or your network marketing arena as you've experienced and practiced it within your family or your friendship relationships. And then that will give you the strength as you then bring someone onto your team to start leading them and start your own little flock of geese that you're taking them maybe in a V formation to a local meeting. And then you revert to the geese that's the front of that flock that's going to take that further, and your team falls in line on one or the other sides of that lead geese's flock and go even further. You see how that mindset works? It's becoming a leader by becoming strong and showing leadership characteristics within your own group and your own flock, if you will. And it is always in nature, naturally, in the analogy we're using with the geese, the one that is the most experienced, the one that is going to take on the challenge, and then they'll step back and allow someone else to take on the challenge that's also ready themselves to be able to do that. I hope this helps and gets you thinking, and if it does, please comment and share. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll have more on this tomorrow. Thanks a lot.